That's true.
Hi, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and you're watching the Actual Play Twitch channel, where we play amazing tabletop role playing games together. Matt J. Brown was kind enough to let me step in and GM for a bit, and I'm immensely grateful for his trust and excited to run something for the channel. And a reminder, all channel proceeds are split between Black Lives Matter and the Trans Legal Defense and Education Fund. And as we were saying just before we click the button, they really need your help with things that are going on in the south of the United States. So, very proud to be part of the Actual Play channel and hoping to raise proceeds for them. We are playing a Star Wars RPG. This Star Wars RPG is a reskinned version of Evil Hat's Monster of the Week, which is a fantastic game. This game's about modern-ish day supernatural, like monster hunters, like the show Supernatural. It also has influences from Buffy, Hellboy, X-Files even. It's really great. And my buddy Will from the Gauntlet community and I have worked hard with David MK, all three of us, reskinning this game in lots of different ways. In fact, David MK is going to a live, like face-to-face convention this weekend, and he is going to be pitching this Bounty of the Week to run it for, like same meet Space Gamer. Pretty exciting. I think that might
Nice.
be the first live Bounty of the Week game. So good luck, David MK. I hope you're able to get a group at that con. We are we're on a space station called the Rock, or Parasites Rock. And the crew in the last session, it's been a few weeks, I apologize for scheduling issues. The crew had a marker called on them. They were celebrating after a successful previous hunt. Maybe not all celebrating. Perhaps Azur was also drinking to forget some bad news that she'd received, but the others were drinking to celebrate after a fashion. When that marker, which is with Jorgo the Hutt, previously called Gorgo, but it sounds too much like Grogu, so I'm going Jorgo. Just mentally wash all the Gorgos away
Not
from you because
changing the
it's
spelling,
Jorgo now.
by the way.
Pardon? Wait, I'm sorry.
Not
What did you say?
changing the spelling.
Not changing the spelling because that's too much work to do. Spelling and pronunciation. Goodness, what do you think I get paid money for this? Anyway. So Jorgo called in the marker and had the three of them escorted to him. And he told them that he'd been robbed. His casino that he operates as its own kind of city state or small entity on the Rock was robbed. And Raxu and Azur attempted to gather some intel from Jorgo, but biffed.
I'm just saying, if you're drunk, you shouldn't try to interrogate a Hutt. It never works out very well. It just doesn't.
Roxu started it. It was just Azur's assist to try to save him. Was not successful. And Jorgo said, I'm mad at you guys. Just go do it on your own self. You owe me. You better not screw up. And he sent you guys back. Yun, wise as he is, ex-stormtrooper, he decided to head back to his bunk and sleep it off.
That's right.
But Roxu and Azur just thought, why let sleeping dogs lie? We've made a Hutt mad. We should probably work ahead here and be smart. So Azur, okay, maybe Azur wasn't actually investigating the hunt, but she did realize, hey, there was a Twi'lek who did this. There's a Twi'lek dancer here named Janal. I could get a lap dance or something. That's investigative work. People have read noir novels here. We all know that that's how it works. It turns out that it was a direct hit, and Zero was successful in finding out from Janal that the person who hit the casino is none other than a Twi'lek named Lantra Tan, who is a cousin of Janal. And the Janal knew she was going to do it and tried to talk her out of it. But she seemed dead set on hitting that casino. So, in hopes of avoiding the ire of the person who he is indentured to, Jorgo the Hutt, Janal ratted her out, thinking that might keep him from getting in trouble and also keep her from doing the stupid thing. But it turns out she did it anyway. So, the other piece of information that Janal handed over to Azure is that she, two pieces. First, that Janal knew that Lanterton had her own ship, a small freighter by the name of the Headtail, which Azure did not realize why it was named the Headtail until Janal had to kind of explain that it had to do with the Leku, and then Azure apologized, and of course he was relatively gracious about it because she was tipping well, so why not? The other piece of information that Janal shared is that Lantra was working with some people on the station, 2 humans and a Jawa, he thinks, and that he has seen them around, doesn't know their names, gave you a place where he has seen them before, might be able to find those folks. Raksu reached out and very smart. Hey, there's a major domo for Jorgo the Hutt, a very skilled, supposedly ex-assassin named Creek Maka, a Gungan. And Raksu just reached out to him and said, hey, have you heard about this thing? They met, and Creek warned Raksu, hey, listen, I'm going to take care of this thing. Stay out of my way. And beat feet and just let that go. Yep, peaced out. Is there anything about our update that you guys want to add to, or anything that I've missed?
Yeah. I think you need to show this ugly Gungan, right? This is not no ordinary Gungan, right? This Gungan scares me.
He's a scary Gungan. He is probably the coolest looking Gungan around.
Absolutely.
By cool, I mean scary.
That's one way of saying it.
Yeah, there we go. Let me add that to the stream. Yeah. There is Creek Maka. That is from a person's, I think their Insta, where they made a Dark Jedi version of Jar Jar, and I said, that is amazing. I gotta have this in. So Creek Maka was born.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's terrifying.
It is a scary pick. Of course, I'm not doing the Jar Jar accent with this fine Gungan. He just talks scarily. I don't know.
I was going to say, could you imagine, though? That would be horrifying.
Oh, that would be so horrifying.
I mean, it's basically badass Jamaican, right? You know, and badass Jamaican sounds pretty badass, so I would be into it. I would have no problems with it.
Yeah. I'd have to X-card that, man. That'd be horrifying.
Right? It would be a lot. It would be a lot. I just don't know if I could do it justice. But that. Any other pieces that we should throw out? Think we got everything? Think so? All right.
Yeah, I think
we pick up with Yoon. So, Yoon, you were heading back to sleep it off, and I'm curious, what is the place that you're staying at on the station? Because unless you sleep on, do you sleep on the ship, or do you have a?
I sleep in the little cargo area on the ship. That's where my stuff is. I got 1 bag, maybe 2 bags. Right. I'm not staying long.
Right.
That's where I sleep.
So you head into the hangar. We'll say it's Hangar 42. This little Star Wars. Little swipe there, and also 42, the answer to everything. I don't know if those two are related. I think Douglas Adams' books came out after, but doesn't matter. So you headed to Hangar 42, and it's one of those where the lights are out. When you head there, you know that your ship, the Stringer Bell, that she's been refueled, she's ready to go.
Right.
And you're headed in. You know the space, sort of those like walking in the very dim light. Hangars, not like you can't see space from this. This is a part that is surrounded by metal. It's on the hangar deck of the Rock. Welcome to the Rock, Sean Connery style, because Jeremiah put that in. I just wanted to throw that in because that was very clever. And when you hit the button for the gangway to drop down, you get the feeling you're not alone. Just that hair on the back of your neck standing up kind of feeling. What do you do?
I say, it's late. I don't need anything. I'm good. Be on your way.
Nice. That is a very logical thing to say. And wise folks would take that from a badass like you. And
but I'm also still kind of drunk, right? Because I'm
You're
just
also
getting
still
back.
kind of drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
you are.
right.
You'll notice that I'm not asking you to roll dice because I just don't think you have the leverage quite. You hear a voice, and 5 syllables in, you recognize the voice as they say, YN. You couldn't just stay dead, could you? You had to go and kill TTX. And do you know that this is another member of your old crew, your squad?
Do I know who?
Yes. Gavin Thulo. I'll drop that into our chat so you've got access to it. And I'll
Nice.
stick them in NPCs. But Gavin Thulo, GT 484. He's got the drop on you.
Yeah, he does.
He's obviously got a gun. What do you do?
You plan on killing me again?
Lion, if I killed you before, why would we be talking? I left your old ass behind.
That was mean, wasn't it?
It's harsh. It's harsh.
It was harsh. So what do you want? Because I'm trying to go to bed. My old ass needs some sleep.
Well, pound of flesh for killing TTX. Or you pay me 5 cred. And I'll tell her you're dead now. And you know the her is Rhina Rogand.
Yeah. 5 cred. You tell her that. And you let me know where she is.
No. Not selling out my superior officer, you idiot.
Sure you
I'll
are.
Tell her you're dead so that she'll focus on what really matters. But I'm not going to give you a trail to go after her. That's not going to happen. 5 cred and I'll let you live.
8 cred. And you tell me where she is.
All right. Now you can manipulate. Now we're to the point where you got some leverage. I'm really curious about this.
All right, so let me back up
the layout. Here we go. Boom. Okay, back up
a little bit.
Okay.
I say everything I say it as I say it, but I'd like to
Absolutely.
turn around so we're facing each other.
You bet. Absolutely. That's no problems. We reshot the seed and then edited that in, and that's exactly what happened.
Cool. Because my new move that I just picked up is called Fervor. When you manipulate someone, roll tough instead of charm.
Well, that is a mighty fine move for a low charm individual like you. You got a lot of guts trying to manipulate with tough after what you pulled. All right, that is fantastic. I want to
Nice.
see it. Give me
So-
roll plus tough, and your tough
Yes,
is a 2.
it is a 2.
Does he get the +1? Because this is obviously to do with the.
It
Oh,
sure does.
clearly
Yeah, nice
to do with
memory.
the Empire.
Dude, yes,
Very much. This is all about the Empire.
Oh yeah.
yes. All right, I'm bringing up roll with me, putting my name in here, and 2d6 plus 3. Boom. Give it to me.
Nice.
Oh,
Beautiful.
8 cred, and I'll let you live.
8 cred. Whew. Well, Ewan, I guess you got yourself a deal. I'll give you where Ragant's located as soon as those funds hit my account.
You'll have that before the next cycle ends. Because I'm going to bed.
All right. I'll check with you when you're sober and tell you where you can find her.
You have a deal.
And he's not going to walk up, shake your hand, anything like that.
Yeah, no,
Just turns-
because yeah,
He's not
no.
even going to turn his back on you.
Right,
He
right.
backs away into the shadows.
Smart man.
So we cut to Azure as you're meeting up with Raxu. You gotten your information, Azure, from Janal and Raxu. You've just finished up. So this is out in the promenade area, just outside of the cantina where you'd had your conversation. That cantina is the Careful Blossom.
Mhm.
And yeah, you see Azure coming up to see you.
Okay.
I think I have a lead.
Okay.
So the Twi'lek is Janal's cousin,
And who's Janal?
the dancer, the pretty one with the leku.
He just happened to be related to the person that we were sent on a hunt after.
Suspicious, so suspicious. It's just trust.
It just seems like a hell of a coincidence. It's a big universe.
If I had to guess, she knew that he worked here, and so she thought she might find an easy mark here.
Makes sense. All right.
Anywho, she's working with the Jawa, and the player doesn't remember who the other people were.
2 humans.
Some
Thank you.
humans.
And 2 humans, and their ship is called the Headtail, and it's here somewhere. We should find it.
Shouldn't be too hard to find where a ship is berthed. That's probably public information.
Probably.
Unless she was smart enough to cover her tracks. Unfortunately, I managed to track down Creek. It's Creek. I managed to track down Creek He's on her tail. He's on her tails as well.
That was a very bad joke.
And he told me to stay out of his way. So that's going to complicate things if we want to get paid.
Okay, I'm just saying, we piss off the hut, or we piss off the hut's underling, and I know which one I'm gonna do.
Oh, I agree. He
Okay,
tried
just
to.
making sure we're all on the same page.
Oh yeah, he tried to pay me off to just let him go, and I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not in the business of betraying a hut. That's bad for
That's
business.
just very short business if you try that.
Maybe we should maybe get a little rest.
You're saying I should sleep it off. I understand
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm not silly.
Maybe have some water, hydrate a little bit.
Water's probably a very good idea. And maybe a couple of, headache tabs before I go to bed, so when I wake up, it's already kicked in.
I probably have something in my little med kit, just like some little over-the-counter pain. There you go.
Nice.
Like a little pain patch or something you just put on.
Nice.
I am curious. So I imagine we go back to the Stringer Bell. I feel like before I call it a night, because the trail is still somewhat fresh. I am curious if my assumption is correct about if there's like a public listing of sorts of like ships that are currently docked. Just kind of just an obvious check, like, oh, is there a ship called Headtail that's currently berthed somewhere?
You bet. Why don't you investigate a quarry?
Ooh,
Go ahead and roll plus sharp.
Nice.
Plus sharp.
And-
Okay.
And when you investigate a quarry, roll plus sharp. On a 10 plus, you'll hold 2. On a 7 to 9, you'll hold 1.
Got a 9.
Got a 9. Do you want to let it ride and get your one question?
Yeah. I want
Alright.
to. Man, I really wish I had more. Okay. It's hard to. There's at least 2 of these I would like to ask.
I know.
Well, the most obvious thing, like if we can't make our way to the ship, then nothing else really matters. So yeah, where does the trail lead next?
Nice. Okay. So where does the trail lead next? You head to a data terminal, plug in, try to look up the head tail. You find no records whatsoever of the head tail. She was at least that smart.
Yeah, good. Good for her.
But you do a bit of research for a Jawa, because that would be the next most obvious clue.
Probably not a lot
that
of
you
Jawas hanging around in space stations.
There are 0 Jawas on
They,
this space
they
station.
tend to stay on solid ground, it seems like.
They tend to. But you find that there is a Jawa by the name of Kvuvuk. And yes, there's an apostrophe in his name
Of course.
because it's Star Wars and Jawa make the worlds go round.
Very furry.
Kvuvuk, the Jawa, you can find his details, and that's where the trail would lead next, because
Perfect.
she does not appear to be on the station. Now, do you go to bed? Or
Yeah, I'm not gonna push it too far without backup. Like that seems like a good lead. Let's call it a night.
okay, so we do a star wipe, and you guys wake up in the next morning in your bunks, and your comm unit bleeps with an incoming message. Say it's like 0800, in whatever
Mhm.
Star Wars time that
Mhm.
that works with. And it's a message from an unidentified sender saying, where are my credits?
I I did say the end of the next cycle, right?
Maybe he heard that. Maybe he heard what he wanted to hear.
Oh man. I don't reply. I let it. In fact, if I can leave him on red, right, or leave it on red, right,
Okay.
I leave it that way, right.
You bet. You sure do.
But I have some problems. I only have 2 credits,
I was
Yeah.
wondering when we were going to do math.
Yeah.
right? I only have 2. I don't want to steal credits from the ship. I thought about it, but I don't want to do. Well, I don't know that I don't want to. How many credits do we have on the ship?
There's currently
Right.
2 in the.
Yeah. It's 2 of the kitties. That gets you halfway there.
No, it's not enough, right? So it's not worth stealing those. All right.
Yeah, you probably don't have to make that decision yet until we get
Right.
paid for this job.
So I leave that unidentified message on red or read, whatever the new kids say, or cool kids. I can't, right? It's my old ass. What am I going to do, right?
I love that we are able to work in some ages, and there's a little bit of catharsis in this game.
But I think if Raksu or Azur, if they're up, Yoon does say, "Hey, how much cash do we have?"
Let's say both of y'all are up.
Sure.
You feel as well as you think your character would feel after the night you've had.
There you go. I was gonna say like I was probably gonna be like a good teammate and get up and make coffee.
Oh,
Have a pot of coffee on in the kitchen break room. I'm assuming they're both gonna be in some kind of way, and I'm in a hurry. I don't have time to babysit them. So
You spiked her coffee with something that'll help her headaches.
yeah, there might be a little extra something. I mean, I don't know what kind of bookkeeping we have on the ship or whatever. Like, I don't know if that's something you could just look into, but I imagine, like, well, we've got a couple of credits set aside. Why?
I kind of need like a loan for 6 credits.
I'm sorry, 6?
2's a long ways from 6.
Yeah.
How
Well,
much?
6 plus my 2 would be 8, but
How much
Why
are
do
you getting
you
paid for
need
this job?
8 creds?
some old business I'm trying to settle. I've got some other options. If I don't have the 8 cred, then I just got to go to Plan B.
Does
The
Plan B
casino?
involve beating or shooting somebody?
Yeah.
Okay. We probably should do that on the rock.
Slide the coffee. More importantly, I think I found a lead.
Oh,
On the toilet?
yes.
Tangentially, yeah. She did a better job at covering her tracks, but thanks to Azura's contact, we know that she was traveling in the company of a Jawa, and those are a little easier to track down. It's probably the first time in a decade that one's come through the rock. So that one is easy to track down. And I think you said that they're not on the station.
Those 3 are still on the station.
Oh, okay, cool. Even better. Yeah,
Exactly.
so we can go have a conversation. Sooner might be better than later because Creek is also following up on leads, and if we want to get paid, we might want to beat him.
He's competition?
Yeah, he tried to offer me money last night to stay off the trail. But I don't make it a habit of crossing huts, so
No, it's fair. We kind of owe that hut, so.
I think it's fair.
I love how Yun says we owe, and he's
Yeah.
already put the
I
marker out, and y'all don't even call him on it.
So yeah, I grab my stormtrooper helmet and I snap it on. Let's go talk to these guys.
I like that plan.
Cool. So
Clunk,
you
clunk.
did, with that success, get to the information of where the trail leads. The three of you head down to the section where you last found idents of where the Jawa is, and when you get there, you see that there are a couple of rock security forces, basically Nandia's team, who are there cleaning up, basically not cleaning up. There's a crime scene,
Of course.
and you see them like packing away a pair of bodies. One of them a Jawa's body.
Well, there goes that lead.
I think we're a little late.
There might still be some useful information in here if we can
Get
past
through
our-
the security team.
Yeah, where they were taken out appears to be like it's daytime or day cycle because it's a space station. There's no
Sure.
day, no night, but it's day cycle. Appears to be an underground bar, like unlicensed. Somebody just running it out of an open space.
A speakeasy.
Wow, that's right, a speakeasy.
Yeah, a speakeasy, absolutely perfect. And you see there are blaster holes in one of the walls, and it just looks like this Jawa and this human was shot up pretty indiscriminately, actually.
I look at you. Did you get here before us and didn't invite us?
No, and this is kind of messy.
That's why I thought it was you.
A woman comes over to three of you when you're standing out the hallway. She's wearing the same uniform that you've seen Nandia in.
Huh.
Her like ident on her chest there says Kara, Kara. So Kara says, "I'm sorry, this place is shut down. It's an active crime scene."
I'm a bounty hunter.
I mean, if you flash idents or whatever, she doesn't seem to know you guys.
I assume she would. This is an Azure zone, so I'm just gonna.
Oh, great.
You guys have been bitten enough to know.
Well,
Let Azure do the talking.
I guess now Yun can talk with Tough.
That's right. That's right.
If we
I'm
use
looking around.
some intimidation.
Oh, that's so bad. Bad idea.
And just so we have this is what Kara looks like. She's
Oh, she's a baby.
She's
she's young. Like
What
this
is
is
she, like 10?
this is like her first. This is her first time
Hey, that's probably good for us.
doing cop stuff. Yeah,
That helps, actually.
she looks green.
She's a rookie. Yep. Still a
Sergeant Kara. And yes, I am
Oh
inflating.
no, I'm not a sergeant now.
Oh, I mean, surely you have to have some sort of authority here, yes? Maybe.
I'm taking care of the crime scene and marking all the information.
Ah.
Yep, I'm taking care of it. It's okay. You should probably go. It's
Is there anything we can do to help? We're experienced bounty hunters. We've done a few things to try to find, leads from this sort of thing.
She looks at her data pad for a second, kind of nervous. Were you here approximately 4 hours ago?
No, I was pretty drunk and asleep.
I see. Well, if you know of any people who come and visit this, evidently was some kind of underground drinking establishment that had a few Sabak games, and the 2 individuals who were murdered frequented this place. There was a a blaster fight, and if you know anything about that, that would be very helpful. I'm sorry. What was your name?
Oh, I'm Azure.
Oh, well, it is very nice to meet you, Azure, the bounty hunter. Okay. Huh.
So, you said 2 people died last night? That's unusual, even for a blaster fight in a bar. Usually, it's a
Oh,
little more controlled. Do you have any suspects?
oh, you aren't. Sergeant Nandi is very upset. The Rock is relatively peaceful.
It's why we
Ah.
like it so much.
We don't have any. There was. It's this is my first murder investigation.
Oh,
So, I am not getting much headway with the people who should be witnesses. They seem very forgetful, and I don't. I think that I'm going to have to ask for Sergeant Nandia's help to apply pressure to, get them to talk because they're not listening to me.
Who's
tell
not
you
listening
what,
to you?
Kara. I happen to know somebody who's very good at getting information out of people, and I would totally be willing to assist you in this slight endeavor and make you look good for your first time. But I need a little of that information too. If we can share it, I could totally bring some of my associates to bear.
This sounds like an excellent setup for a manipulate. I will even give you a +1 forward on this because you are giving her exactly what she needs, which is not to fail in Nandia's eyes.
Nice. Nice.
Let's see.
And your charm is
What? All right, there
a
we go.
1.
So that's an 11.
Nice.
There are 12.
Nice.
Because I forgot to add the 2 there. So,
So, Kara, she says, this sounds like an amenable arrangement. Yes. If this helps you with, yes, there's a droid. The droid is the last one that I interviewed that seemed like they were a dealer for a Saba game, and I do not believe that they are as twitchy as they are acting. But good luck. And
is
she'll-
that him? And she like points to a droid.
Yeah, and there's a droid here. I've got a picture of our little droid. I like this picture, so I'm gonna make you look at it. Let's go to sharing.
Nice.
Aha!
Nice.
There he is. He's floating.
Sure.
And has a pair of arms, but in kind of the R2D2 head.
Yeah.
And he is, as we pop over here, he's Arfie, R5DO.
Mm-hmm.
And she says his name is R5DO, and he does speak basic.
Excellent. Well, I will report back any findings we have. Hopefully, we can get to the bottom of this.
I have to take the bodies to the recycler. This is my comm unit information.
Would it
If you could
be
just-
possible to,
Take a quick
look-
peek at those bodies.
before you take them away? It might give us some information to use with the droid.
Let's pull them back into the
Oh, of course,
speakeasy.
discreetly, of
Yeah.
course, yes.
I could get in a lot of trouble for this.
Yeah, you don't want to miss any evidence
Oh right,
Before
I
they
was
get
just
to-
going to take them to
that
the
you'd be able to turn
incinerators.
over to.
No, you can't go straight there. You gotta do a full check of the whole bodies before you just incinerate them.
I'm not
can't.
queasy around bodies, so I'm happy to take
Okay.
a look for you.
Yeah,
And
you gotta
she
check
will.
her
You guys
fingernail.
have. You can unfasten the body bags, and inside you see that there is a scraggly looking human male and a very furry looking short rat like individual.
Huh.
in Jawa-like clothing? They are shelf full of
Is that
blaster
what-
holes.
Jawas actually look like under their robes?
Canon is no one knows.
Oh, okay.
It's not been fully established.
I would not have expected that.
Although I guess according to Book of Boba Fett, they are furry. So
Well, I was going to say, I think we have it on good authority that, recently.
As
they're
someone
furry.
who dated them,
Right.
not me. I guess you're from.
no judgment. It's fine.
It's whatever boat your float, man.
So, what if they are like Pikachu? Who knows? What do you want to do? You've got two people that were filled with blaster holes.
Somebody
What
was
do you want?
really
I mean, I was
pissed
gonna-
at these two.
I was gonna check pockets, look for anything like
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
looking for anything like identifiable or useful that they might have on them.
yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and have you investigate a quarry again.
Ooh, okay.
Roll plus sharp.
Sharp again. Oh,
Sharp's a +1. Let us.
does somebody want to?
Well, that appears to be a fail. Do you want the XP or would you like to call for aid?
Oh, XP is nice.
Right.
I mean, we do have options.
3
because-
XP. You'd have 4 XP if you let that fail
Yeah.
go.
And we've got the droid who,
You probably don't even need to look at these bodies.
yeah. Oh gosh. No, this I feel like since it was my I wanna come through on my idea for finding something. So
Okay.
yeah, I would
Yeah.
definitely like for somebody to help. Okay, so say what another character nearby can boost. So I'm assuming at this point Yoon was probably going to go talk to the droid. Was that
Is
the
that what
plan?
Yoon's going to do?
I
I
don't know if
can,
that's
yeah.
what-
Yeah.
I
No,
don't
I
know if that's
can.
what
Or was
Ashura
you buddies?
Yeah, I wasn't sure who you were implying would talk to the droid. If it even matters.
I was gonna flip a coin between the two of you.
Sure. Not me.
Well, who do you want to help Roxu?
That's a good point. I guess I can just decide.
Yeah.
I'll ask Azure for help because sometimes she just has an uncanny ability that things sometimes just work out.
Right.
You never know.
Yeah. So mostly I'm just asking for her assistance. Maybe we gotta get a body up on its side so we can check for pockets everywhere and just an extra set of eyes.
Okay. So she's helping. She'll help if you lift the body. She'll check the backside and for any pockets or.
Oh man, this girl's so fired. All right, awesome. It feels like you're being
Just gonna
sharp.
incinerate the body. So I figure anything we find is bonus.
This is bonus. It's way better than what she was going to do. Cool. All right. I think you're being sharp about this, so go ahead and roll plus sharp to help out. And that is a +1 for you.
Yep.
If you're successful, you
Hey,
bump
I
that
am
failure.
very successful.
Oh, there we go. Awesome. So with
Very
the 10 plus, that takes that failure up to a mixed success, which means that you get one question.
One question.
Nice.
What is being concealed here?
Awesome. What is being concealed here is we'll say that you pull out a small little hollow crystal and drop it into a hollow projector, maybe that's on one of the tables,
Sure.
and there's a picture of the Jawa because you see them dressed now. The other guy who looked a little scuzzy, had some burns on the side of his face, and then there is a third person among them who is not among the dead,
Mm-hmm.
and he looks like this guy.
All right.
Looks like there might have been a disagreement over some payment. That's what
Could
always
be.
happens after a heist, right?
That seems logical. I mean,
not to
you
give
guys
you
get
any
paid, and
ideas.
then somebody asks for 6 more, then you shoot them for it, like that kind of thing. You gotta do it sideways. Like, you gotta hold your blaster sideways to look cool.
Oh, sorry.
Does it even work sideways?
I don't even know. Cool. Does that seem fair for your answer?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got a face and an ident. The guy's name's Galen Quartz.
Okay, good.
And you're able to pull up a little bit of information. He is also ex-Imperial.
Wait a second. I recognize that name now.
No, that's Gavin Thulo, isn't
Oh, that
it?
was Gavin. not
Yeah,
me.
it's Gavin
Okay.
Thulo and Galen
Okay.
Quartz. Different
Okay.
character,
Okay.
different folks. Sorry, they both have G names. Sorry
No,
about that.
They get
Hey,
mixed up
look,
in my
when
brain.
there's only so many, when you only have so many designations, there's gonna be a lot of like the same name syllable things.
All right.
That's useful.
Do we cut to Yoon going to have a conversation
His
with a
poor
droid?
Yes, but first, because I just had a flash of inspiration. Galen, what? Galen
Quartz.
Quartz.
No, Galen Quartz. He's actually on the Rockworkers row 12 of our NPCs.
Nice.
But yeah,
Sorry.
Galen
Right.
Quartz.
I'm gonna need that later. I'm gonna
Yeah.
need that later. Yes. All right. Cool. I'm ready. Hit me.
Okay, so you head up to the droid, which has just been idling and like generally hovering. I think the Kara, technically she's a cadet. Cadet Kara introduces you and says, "This is Arfi. Arfi, this is a consultant who will be helping us in the investigation." And the droid looks at you, kind of sizes you up.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that I can help you with?
I'm gonna be straight with you. I'm not a consultant. You're being difficult, and if you don't answer Kara's questions, I'm gonna put you out of your misery.
I have answered Cadet Kara's questions.
I flipped the strap off. Are we carrying weapons? Can we carry weapons around in here?
It's bounty hunters. It turns out you guys can. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I just take the strap off. I don't take it out, but I flip it off, right, just to get under the droid's skin. And so, what'd you see? What went down in here, right? For real. I put my hand on its antenna because he's got an antenna on the back, and I'm
Yeah, he
flipping the
does.
antenna a little bit. So it's going doing, doing. So I'm flipping it a little bit on the back.
This is not standard.
No, it's not.
I think you need to manipulate with tough.
Yes. I think I like that new move.
This new move may pay off for you. You get a +2 on this.
Yes.
This is not Imperial, so you don't get +3.
No, that's all right. +2 is good because,
Mm-hmm.
and then I get to frame it up as tough.
Oh!
No! No!
Oh, snap.
Can I re-roll that?
You can call for help.
You can call for help.
Call for aid from one of your... Or you could just take some XP, man. XP is good.
I'm going to take the XP.
Yeah, you are.
I'm going to take the XP.
Mark that XP,
Done.
man.
Done.
Fantastic. Droid says,
I will tell you, Creek Macaw killed both of them.
See, that was easy, right?
There was a third one who escaped. But he is probably dead by now. May I go?
I straighten his antenna. See? Yes. Is that? And I ask Kara, is that good? Is that good? Are we good?
Thank you for your help, Arfie. We will make sure and take care of the murderers. You'll be safe.
That is unlikely. I am going to be destroyed. I hope that they wipe my memory instead.
And
That's so sad.
he
That
starts
is so
to-
sad. That's right. I'm fresh out of bubblegum.
Cool. So, Rexu, Azure, and Yoon, you guys can meet back up. First life for a droid, indeed. Tough existence.
It might be easier to just track Creek at this point.
I mean, if we could like stay a step ahead of him, that would be ideal.
That would be ideal.
So I guess WWKD.
Well, I guess.
What would Kenobi do?
Creek. What would Creek do?
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Sorry. I've been watching Disney Plus. Sorry. Too many trailers. My bad.
May
I know, right?
25th.
Right? Sorry.
Like,
A
that's
slightly
May 25th.
belated birthday present. So
there you go.
I'll take
Like,
it.
we do have one piece of information that he probably doesn't have yet, which is the Twi'lek's name and the name of her ship. He's probably kind of going through her gang, getting what information he can out of them. I mean, he's probably going to torture this guy or something to get information out of him.
Right.
So he might not have that information yet. That's the only thing we have working for us. But I already tried to, on a surface level, look for his ship, and if it's still here, it's registered as something else other than the head tail. You're good with technology.
I am.
I mean, I'm okay, I guess.
I am not. Hey, except for one piece of technology.
Blaster.
It's more like a family of technologies. Blasters, got a Karkin lightsaber.
Yeah, lightsaber. Yeah.
Yeah, you do. All right. So, what would you guys? And also, don't forget, Rexu does have a whole agency to call upon when he needs help.
Yeah. Don't we already owe them something?
Of course, you do.
Yeah.
We'll just have to give them like a report. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Just a report. Just leave my name out of it. That's all I'm asking.
Rexu and Associates.
What do we know about this Quartz guy?
What do you know about Quartz? I will give you that he's a mercenary and he works out of the rock. It's just general information. You want anything more than that, you're going to need to do a bit of investigating, or you could go speak with Raxu's old buddy, the info chant, Witor Core.
We have a bounty board office kind of thingy that we go to get our bounty from. I assume there's a sort of counterpart for mercenaries somewhere.
You bet. There sure is.
And I'm assuming we know where that is.
Sure. You want to do a quick screen wipe? The three of you guys rolling up on the offices of effectively the Mercenaries Guild?
Yeah.
All right. So the Merc Guild is located not far from the little speakeasy. It's not in the nicer section where the Bounty Hunter Guild is. It's nowhere near the promenade. It's not near the hangars either. They decide to go cheap, also in a place that is relatively well insulated, so blaster fire doesn't get complaints from neighbors because there are no neighbors. But as you three show up, you're met by a Gamorrean, not Gurk, the Gamorrean that works for Jorgo the Hutt, but another Gamorrean who speaks a bit of basic. What you want?
I need to hire an escort off world.
Okay. He hands you a little data pad with like their little contract and the rates per day, and there's like a regular, and then there's a gold tier, and then there's a coaxium tier level that you can get of mercenary.
So
It
a
ain't
friend
cheap.
of mine used your service before, and she recommended this guy, crystal, sapphire, no, quartz, Galen Quartz. Do you happen to know where we could? Is he available?
Oof. The Gamorrean eyes narrow, like maybe he's not the biggest fan of Galen Quartz, but he says he low tier, very cheap.
Mm. I mean, I'm not super flush with the second, so less expensive isn't necessarily a bad thing unless he's like bad. Is he bad at his job? You could tell me.
No. Merc Guild do not have bad merc.
Oh, well, that's useful.
So he'll give you, if you sign a contract, like if you're willing to roll 1 credit here, he will give you Galen Quartz's details, his comm information, and his where he is staying.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
We could call that expenses on our expensive report with Jorgo, right?
I mean, you could take it from the kitty. You could just do that.
It's kind of a team expense.
That's true. We'll do that.
Sweet. So following the trail, wow, this feels like detective-y, man. You're going like door to door, it feels all, law and space order. So now you guys
I was gonna interject, as I'm still worried that we're chasing what Creek's already doing. So I want to take a parallel path.
Okay.
And I'll bring it up. So if somebody wants to come with me, I want to go talk to Merv. Because if anybody knows the comings and goings of ships on the rock, it would be Merv.
Yeah, if Azure's playing the I need an escort, it might be better if the two of you aren't like hulking behind me. So
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Nice. So then we are splitting the party again. This is delightful. And Merv will get a visit from Yoon and Raksu. That's great. Let's lead off with that one, and then we'll slide into the Galen Quartz arrival at his domicile. So, as a reminder for folks who are like, Merv, what is this? I have no idea what we're talking about. Let me bring up his picture. Come on.
If it was ever possible for a robot to look like a Merv, it's
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's this one, right?
Have a mental image of what Merv looks like as a person. This is Merv as a droid.
Merv as a droid. All right, let's. So Merv is a pit droid who has designs upon running the place. He is a repair droid pit boss on the rock, and he, for some reason, has decided he will carry around a cigar that he's put a red bolt at the end of the cigar, and he has a fake mustache, but he insists that he grew it. This is Merv. And so we begin, we have the background sounds of like, what are those pneumatic drills? clang, something head down. A couple of pit droids scream at each other, and we have Merv, who is. I imagine there's like a kid's picnic table, and he's sitting in the picnic table and kind of put one of his big feet up, and he says,
Well, hello there, gentlemen. What can I do for you? Oh, by the way, the Stringer Bell is in great shape. So, all fueled up, she's ready to go. Whenever you want to leave, you've got my guarantee that the bell will hum, or ring, as it were.
Good. You never fail to disappoint, Merv. We were hoping.
Hold on a second, let me savor that compliment. Proceed.
We were hoping, as the one droid on the station who knows the comings and goings of everybody, that you could help us track down a ship we're trying to find. I think they've probably birthed under a false name or false ID or something. So we haven't had any luck in tracking them down.
and he reaches up to fondle his mustache as he listens to your compliments.
What details do you have, my good friend? As you say, I know all of the comings and goings, so I can probably lead you in the right direction.
Perfect. It's a ship called the Headtail, and the pilot
What?
or
The
owner.
headtail? That's offensive to Twi'leks.
It's owned or piloted by a Twi'lek
What?
named Lantra Tan.
Oh, well, maybe they're trying to own it or something. I don't really quite understand the logic of that, but Twi'leks are very confusing to me. I remember there was a Twi'lek, a blue-colored Twi'lek who recently left. Her registration was not exactly up and up, but Whittercore did a little bit of work massaging it, so I let him slide on things. It's not like I care exactly. Her credits spent well enough. And in fact, she gave me a very sizable tip.
I'm sure she did.
It was not something sexual, in case you're curious. It was actual credits.
Oh, I know. That's why we're trying to find her. She stole a bunch of money from Jorgo.
What? Jorgo the Hutt?
Yep. You'd be doing us and Jorgo a huge favor if you could help us track her down.
I really don't know if that this is we should be talking about this exactly.
The whole reason Jorgo has to know about the tip.
Yeah, because that's kind of Jorgo's money.
But we don't have to say anything.
I just bought. I put a down payment on a brand new oil bath, and oh my, I don't know if I have to get a return on that, but it's credits, so it's like liquid, and I don't. Am I going to get in trouble? Are you threatening my existence?
No, of course not.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh well.
Jorgo's not interested in the money at this point. He wants the Twi'lek.
But he might want the money if he can't get the Twi'lek.
Then I will tell you that the ship that you call the Headtail is not on the rock, and that is the truth because I am terrified of making Jorgo angry.
Do you have any sort of like transponder codes or anything that will help us find the ship?
I'm pretty sure I could call up that information. Hold on just a moment.
Perfect.
And he kicks his feet up and walks over, plugs in. He has one of those little dial in things, and you see the things rotate around as he's accessing some data.
Here we are. First of all, let me call up a picture so you have visual identification. This is the ship that is officially actually registered as the Head Tail. Go figure. But the Head Tail, it appears that it is out of the sector. But I will give you the transponder codes, and if you have greater access, I'm sure that you can find wherever it is that she has traveled with her illicit goods. That should work for making sure that you can continue on your job and I will not be destroyed or exterminated.
Definitely.
Correct?
Absolutely. You've been a great help.
And he comes up and he says, "Thank you very much." And he shakes your hand, which means you have to bend over a little bit. Like there's a point where he almost touches you with the edge of the cigar.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
It's a red bolt, so it would not actually burn you.
So sorry about that. Well, good luck, Tally Ho, when the bell is ready to go. I just
Perfect.
made a rhyme.
Good job.
So
Okay.
we cut to Azure. You've just hit the button to chime in this small flat that has been identified to you to be the flat where you can find none other than Galen Quartz. And
I was smart and texted where I was going to these two,
absolutely, they know exactly where you are.
just so we've established that.
And over there's like a little speaker built into the thing, and
Yeah, who is it?
Mr. Quartz, I've got a contract here to have you escort me to off planet, off world, off. Yes.
I told them I'm taking a few days off. You find somebody else.
Oh, but my friend recommended you specifically.
Why?
She said you were the best. She said you offered some additional services.
you hear like a little click, and please give me a manipulate roll. Your charm of +1.
7.
A 7. All right.
You're alone?
I am.
All right. Stay there.
And
I'm just gonna leave me on your doorstep? So rude.
the door opens up, and you see Galen Quartz, and he's got a blaster in his hand. He like points the blaster, and he looks past you a little bit.
She like
He
steps out of
reaches.
the way and lets him look.
And then he'll reaching, try to pull you by your arm, not hard, but like quick, like get the hell in here kind of deal.
No need to get so rough so soon.
Close the door behind you. You see that it's a 1-bedroom place. It's one of those like Murphy bed type setups where everything's tight. There's a little porthole that kind of sees up, but it's not the best view of space. And it also looks like he's been holed up in here. You see there are a few empty food cartons and the like. So you wanted to get off the station? That sounds great. I can take care of that for you.
Oh, I have a ship and everything. I just needed
Excellent.
an escort.
Right. Okay. Well, if you set it up with the Merc Guilds and you're ready to leave, let's go.
You sure you don't want to clean up before you go? Because those are going to really smell if you get back.
Just there's a service that'll come through. It's fine. We should go now. He goes over and he like grabs a bag. He stuffs a few things in it.
Some little droid Roombas will come in.
Exactly, Droombas.
Do I see anything around that's like, evidence of a Twi'lek, or that he's come into money recently, or anything that would be odd for, a tiny studio apartment that holds just a Murphy bed?
Nice. I think you're trying to read a sitch, right? Let's see if you're reading a sitch and what you can pick up. So you're trying to read a bad sitch. When you get the sinking feeling something's not right here, or you evaluate an imminent threat, roll plus sharp.
Sharp is useful. Sharp is good. We like sharp.
If I remember correctly, you're pretty sharp.
That's an 8.
Nice. So with an 8 on read a bad sitch, you get one question.
What's the biggest threat?
Ooh, interesting. What's the biggest threat? You do see that there is a case, and you recognize the little symbol on the case. It is the symbol of Jorgo's Casino, and it's obviously a case that carries a lot of credits. And he's quick about it. He's not very obvious, but you catch that, and that is the biggest threat. You get caught around this guy who's walking around with very obviously identified Jorgo's Casino money.
Is he stuffing in his bag?
Yeah, he's stuffing in his go bag.
Awesome.
That's your biggest threat. Is that fair? Does that make sense?
Yeah. That makes total sense. I have like one hand in my pocket and I'm texting. Taking him to ship. Meet me there.
I bet you there's 6 credits in that case.
I bet you there are.
At least.
Yeah, at least. I just need 6.
I just do. Yeah, we'll see what
Aren't we
happens.
getting like 3 apiece if we find what's her face?
I forget. I don't remember what the job was.
But 3's not 6.
No, but 3 apiece is.
Cool.
Yeah, I was thinking once we finished up with Merv, we'd probably ping Azure, and we're probably on our way back to the Stringer Bell as well. Like we got a trail.
All right. You got a trail, and I think the meetup is maybe what we do when we come back from break. We'll take our,
Sure. Yeah.
a little bit late, but
No, it's perfect. It's
Good.
perfect.
Sometimes
Yeah.
you gotta like go where the story is taking you.
all right,
stuff
let's take a 7-minute break because that's how long
Do we have
brand
music?
new music video is. See you guys in a bit.